You're about to listen to the award-winning Stuart Pedasso Show. This show is for biologically and emotionally mature audiences. If you should not be here, please go away. We'll still be here when you're mature enough to partake. Mwah!
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Stuart Pedasso Show. I'm Dave.
I'm Carrie.
And Melissa's on assignment. And I don't know. That's it. I don't even think I have any housekeeping stuff. There's
none today.
No, I don't think so. Well,
we got a clean house.
We didn't have a show last week, so I don't know. There's nothing to follow up on. Although,
okay, you said housekeeping. I'm picturing a little French maid's outfit on you.
A few more beers. You talked to me, right?
Sorry.
It's all right. Well,
it's been a week.
I'm not a big role player, but if the payoff's worth it, I'll do it.
You told me to drink some more before the show started.
You said how you were feeling a little grumpy and whatever. That's all. I was like, if you were ready, I wasn't gonna hit record if you weren't ready.
There you go.
That's all.
Oh, a guy who waits till a girl's ready.
Absolutely.
Nice.
No forced stuff.
Hey.
I feel that if you do that in the end, it's worth it.
Absolutely.
Right.
You know what? Very nice of. I think guys would be pleasantly surprised if they took that approach more often.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. Younger men, if they learn, the sooner they learn this, the better off they would be.
That is true.
Yeah, the manosphere needs to learn this. Is that what they call it? Manosphere, right?
I don't know who they are.
These lonely guys, the lonely man
are...
epidemic they talk about.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's
if they would just learn the slow it down.
That's just so. I know folks like to take a look at that and say there's one cause and one solution,
no.
But
See,
that is just
here's
so
my
not
take
true.
on the whole thing. It's a money-making venture. It's this whole thing made up for guys to make money off of other guys. That's my take on it, to be honest with you.
Oh, I don't think it's made up, but I definitely think there's guys.
No.
I
I mean, the epidemic was created and is now truly an epidemic. But I think they've made a money-making venture off of it. Absolutely.
Capitalism.
Oh, by the way.
Yeah.
Yesterday. Okay. What's this ASL sign for asshole again? And I know we're gonna
So hold on a second.
Yeah, I know.
So
I
when
know.
I said capitalism, I made this sign I like to make for capitalism. That's why. Folks are why we're switching over to ASL.
Yeah, because I freaked out my students. I teach middle school this summer.
I know two different signs.
Okay, and they go around and they're using the sign now recently, and I think it's the white. I teach it. I'm teaching it in inner city, so I don't have very many white students. So there's a bunch of non-white students doing this a lot, and I don't know what the symbol means. The only time I know this symbol is I used to know it as okay. And I think it's the white power symbol if you do it a certain way.
Right.
I remember my grandson a couple years back, it was if you look at, if somebody, you can get somebody to look at it, it meant you're gay or something silly when he was in like 5th grade. And then I think you told me it meant asshole.
So the ASL version, so it's of the OK symbol, right? In case you don't know what that is. That's like,
old school okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
And in ASL, it also is the letter F.
Ah, that's what it is.
Asshole tends to be a little, because the anus is a little more, unless you're gaping,
there you go.
It tends to be a little more closed up like that shape.
Okay.
Right? Like, and it's usually like that. But it's not usually the big O like that in terms of the hand shape. Unless someone's a gaping asshole, I guess. But that's really in the weeds
pretty
there.
Good. Okay.
The other sign, and I'm sorry, this is a visual thing, but this one I can explain too.
I mean,
the other sign I know for asshole is you take the A shape, which is a fist, but you keep your thumb to the side so it kind of sticks out the side a little bit, and then the what's this part of your hand called? The heel of your hand goes against the side of your head. This I know I've seen this one too for asshole. So you can go either one with those.
So I don't know what the kids are talking about this one.
Who knows?
So I said to him, I go,
6, 7 doesn't mean anything too. So who
correct. So what I said to the kids, and they're doing that because they're flipping each other off, and every time somebody flips each other, and I've been out of the classroom for a while now, and at the hospital, kids don't flip each other off. They just don't.
Right.
It's a whole different setting, whole different vibe. So I'm back in the schools and they're flipping each other off. I got F-bombs. So whenever they flip each other off, I go back to, hey, you're number one. And they apparently haven't heard that for a while or at all. So they think it's fucking hilarious. So now Friday, we're sitting in the lunchroom and they're doing the sign. And I'm like, and I remember you telling for some reason that, and I go, hey, you guys know what that means in sign language? Because I also learned that this is wrong for when you're telling somebody, like the kids say clock it. You know, when you're like, hey, that somebody did a really good job, they do the forefinger. It's actually what do you call this finger? The middle finger, right?
Yeah.
Damn it! Why did I just ask you what do you call this finger? This is the number 8 in sign language, right?
Well, you don't move it.
Correct.
Yeah.
But the kids do this when you're telling somebody they did something well. We say the kids call it clock it.
Okay, whatever.
And what it is, and I saw a reel or a TikTok or whatever it is. So the kids, when the students, whatever, when somebody does something, they do this instead of clapping. They say, you ate that. So the kids are fucking it up and they're doing this for each other. And I corrected them and I said, oh, no, it's not this. It's this because you ate that shit. And some girl goes, ooh, miss just taught you. And I'm like, oh, shit, I got this. Ooh, I'm like, so. Okay, now I just totally lost my train of thought. What was it we were just talking about?
Yeah.
The asshole. So I'm like, hey, you know what you're doing. And I don't know what it really means. But like, I think this means asshole in sign language. And they're like, oh, no, you can't say that anymore. I go, yeah, I think that's what it means. So please tell me I was right. Was I right?
Yeah. That's what
Okay.
I'm saying.
Yes.
Again, the more close.
So then they stopped
version,
doing
I
it.
don't know.
So then they stopped doing it.
Okay.
So you're number one. So they stopped doing that. This is asshole. Okay, so now they're, oh, you can't do that. Because I think it was a diss when you got somebody to do this. So I don't know what it really means. So I don't know. Hey, it's a trip going back to school in a classroom from being in a setting where kids don't say boo to where they can say anything they want. Dang, I missed it. But then again, I didn't.
Right. No, I'm not going to talk too much about where I work because fool me once.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I understand what you're saying. Yes, absolutely.
And then I found a little kid that doesn't say anything. And I've been kind of talking to him, and I found out, yeah, I can say things. He's the only boy in the family. He's got 5 sisters, and they're all in foster care. And the poor kid is this little mousy little thing, and he gets bullied, and I just like, I don't know, just like tugs at you. So now he just comes to my classroom every morning, and we talk. I give him a little chocolate candy coin. I call it his payment for showing up. I don't know. Hey, in my mind, what I remember from school was the teacher that remembered me the most. And if that means something it meant something to me. So if I can replicate that for anybody, that's the way I go for. So
The chocolate coin is just very Jewish.
I know it is, isn't it?
So-
I can't believe I didn't know that. Yeah. Somebody reminded me of that. I go to Stevers, which is a local place where I live that makes their own chocolate. Mm-hmm. And the way I look at it is I am supporting a local business. Absolutely. And I'm giving out healthy food because they do make it themselves. There's not a lot of crap in it.
In theory.
Yes, because I talked to the people there.
Okay.
They truly make it right there.
I've assumed, yes. They've been there forever.
I talked to them and said, you do make it there.
Yes, I know. Well, I knew that, but I'm just saying they've been there forever too.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, I remember going there when it looked like an old schoolhouse with all the wood. You creaked when you walked in.
That is true.
I used to take my kids when they were little. That's why I bring chocolate from Stevers to my grandkids. So I tell them when they come to visit me, that's one place that we will go to so they can pick out their own. And so, yeah. And I always mention the name of the place whenever I hand stuff to my kids. In fact, they make chocolates that have emojis on it. And that's one of the things I actually have been doing is talking to the kids. When I talk to them, I have them pick out the emoji of how they're feeling. I am a corny kind of teacher. And you get a piece of chocolate when you talk about it.
You're not giving them the eggplant emoji, are you?
Oh, no.
Okay.
They won't make it. Oh, my God. That would be so awesome for Valentine's Day. They should go for those.
They might.
That would be awesome.
I wonder if Jenna has them or if they just ended up with the
could do
replica of my
peach
junk. But
And they could do the peach emoji and the eggplant emoji.
when we did the quote fundraiser for Stuart Badasso, we had made vagina and penis lollipops.
That would be so good.
Or candy. I don't think they were lollipops, but they were chocolate, and we had this, so we bought the mold.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know whatever happened to those.
Hmm.
This was years ago now, but it's an easy. That's Christ. You can get that on eBay now, like no problem.
I will say, I get something from my grandkids because I live literally right around the corner. It's less than a minute for me to walk to Stevers. So I go and I get something for the grandkids for when I go to see them every week. And 9 times out of 10, I eat it before I go to Buffalo. And I have to go back and get something else because I can't stop myself from eating all the freaking gorgeous chocolate.
Okay.
It's so bad.
So we didn't have a show last week.
Yes, we did not.
And probably the main reason was it was a very busy weekend, and it was the Rochester Pride Parade and Festival.
And what an awful, horrible weather we had.
So, so there hasn't been, it was in a parade festival-y situation. It hadn't been this bad since the Great Monsoon, the Puerto Rican Parade Monsoon of 2019.
Wow.
Which was actually, believe it or not, worse than last weekend.
Like we had a tornado in Canandaigua or Victor, one of the two. It was bad weather.
Okay. So, oh God, actually, I should put that on too. Another topic. So, I thought I'd tell folks just explain how this went down. So they said it could rain, and if it was going to rain, it was going to be like 3-4 o'clock. I was like, all right, fine. And we had bought this new to us, those pop-up canopies, and went a little bit sturdier because any weather they were breaking. They were blowing over and snapping. It was just driving me crazy. So this is the third one within 2 years we bought. And we got it off of eBay and we got it used, but it was when I say quote used, it hadn't been taken out of the box. It said previously opened and returned, but everything was in there like factory.
Really?
And it ended up being cheaper than the other ones that broke. So good job on my part on this one. But so we set up the table at the festival, which is a pain in the ass, but whatever. That's not the point. So we set it up. And last year when we did this, I stayed at the table and I did not participate in the parade for like the first time in years. And parade finishes and we're there tabling. This time I really wanted to be in it, so we set up the table and just left it.
Yeah.
Which I wasn't concerned for the safety of the stuff, if anybody messing with it. But in the middle of the parade is when the rain hit like an hour earlier.
Yeah.
And I'm talking like buckets. It was just someone was just constantly dumping buckets on you. It ruined the sneakers I was wearing. I had to get new sneakers.
Yeah, they were like flood warnings. Yeah. It was like...
And then there was some lightning, and this cop car goes driving down the street the other way of the direction of the parade on his loudspeaker going, "There's lightning, take shelter." And the route, there was no shelter to take. You were just stuck.
Yep.
There was no place to go get shelter.
Like our phones were going off with do not leave your house, do not.
So we're stuck out here in the road, in the street, in the city, but there's no place to get shelter. We're already totally drenched. So just like, fuck it. We had to walk. So I've got our banner, which is on these 2 ginormous, like 8-foot PVC pipes, trying to carry this shit all the way back to the beginning, which is at Pride with the festival. Get back there. They had already closed off the festival. They were not letting people in.
I was going to say, were there a lot of people there to begin with?
Because
those alarms went out pretty early.
Yeah,
I was shocked that they
some
even...
people got in.
I'm surprised they didn't close it and cancel it. I'm surprised.
Well, they did, but not at the very beginning. Yeah.
Correct.
No,
I'm surprised they didn't close it early enough. Huh?
Yeah, no. Some people got in, and so they closed it up. By the time we trudged back there, they let us in because we had wristbands because we were vendors, and we go in, and our neighbors on both sides of this did try to help a little bit, but every single piece of literature, paper, stuff, whatever, was trash. Done.
Yeah.
Like stuff that there's a box that it's actually in this room right now. That's a new box because the box got trashed too. That we just there's a tabling opportunity yesterday, and we always have stuff in the box. So and I got a tabling thing coming in 2-3 weeks. Stuff. So I had to spend this entire week redoing because I knew there was this tabling thing that was just yesterday, which I also want to talk about. Something weird happened there too. It was, and then. There was there was a reason why we couldn't pack up right away, which isn't important. So we were just there, cold and wet, and the canopies held up. Like
Yeah?
that stayed up. I was worried it was going to break too, because the other one, this thing's a bear, man. It just does not.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a good job getting this thing. So it was just, and then so from there it was quote canceled, and there was no more. We were a quote vendor, but we weren't selling anything. There were people there selling shit,
Yeah.
and bam, they just lost out.
Wow.
And I didn't expect this. Like 2 days later, there was an email saying, "Hey, we're refunding everybody's money, the vendors,"
Yeah.
which I was not expecting. So it was at some
So,
point.
so I have to say this. I don't know. I don't understand it, but I think how everything. I used to feel like I knew what was going on in my community.
Do you want more?
Sure.
Because I'm getting another.
Yeah. Like not that I watched local news, but I felt like I listened to local weather. I felt like I knew I felt like I knew what was going on locally, at least somewhat. I feel so untethered is the best way I can describe it. I don't feel like I know anything that's going on, and now it feels like it's on purpose. Like,
Would you squeeze my lemon until the juice runs down in your cup? All right, thanks.
oh shit.
Should I just finish it?
Holy Christ, I haven't had somebody say that to me in a long time. Just keep squeezing them till it's done.
You're gonna drink it all. You gonna drink all that?
Oh, fuck no. I can't drink all that.
Dude,
Can I leave the cup in the fridge?
No.
Oh, I just backed away from the microphone. I don't know if anybody ever heard all that.
So-
That was just so sexual in such a weird way that I didn't even know how to process that.
You're fine. Well, drink as much as you want. It's no big deal. I just got a new box. But yes, boxed wine. No worries. It's all good.
No, it was
Drink
so
as much as
freaking
you
funny.
I did make the
no.
lemon comment. It was sexual.
No,
There's
I
other
know.
way you
That
could
was
take
so funny.
that.
I could have kept going, and I'm like, oh shit. I don't know how far to take this because it could have kept going and going and going. I didn't know.
Carrie, okay.
Okay.
We've known each other forever. You can do whatever you want. I'm not going to take it anyway.
Okay. All of a sudden, my daughter's faces popped in my mind.
Okay, well, that's a whole
Isn't that weird?
that's
I'm like,
between you
I
and
can't
your
talk
whatever.
like this.
You can.
Isn't that terrible?
Have you been on this show before?
I know, but I was just at their houses. I was just at my daughter's house yesterday. I'm
My
like,
daughter
oh my
comes here and
God.
does bits about Gwyneth
understand
Paltrow's
that.
vagina.
I
And
understand that.
oh, I miss my daughter.
Oh.
That's it. Anyway, so that was bizarre. I mean, it was just like freezing cold. And Melissa actually took the day off from work, and she was awesome. She was a trooper.
I know. Well, that's where I saw it was beautiful
Yeah.
sun. Those pictures she put out there, and hence why I'm saying I feel so with the news. Like it was such a beautiful morning and such a beautiful beginning of the day. And if people didn't search for the weather or anything, you would have been totally unaware of what was coming.
Well, yeah, to that extent, I knew that there was supposedly when I started the day, my understanding was 3 to 4, there's gonna be like an hour of rain. They didn't say it was going to be this torrential downpour with flash flood warnings and lightning, and it ended up starting like an hour earlier than that. If we just could have gotten through the parade, I could have gotten in there, scooped up all the lit and stuff, and kept everything dry.
But we used to have with local news stations.
Oh, I know why. Actually, keep going, but I got your answer. I already know what's coming.
Local news stations, we used to have this kind of stuff in the community that would just, you would know stuff like this was coming. Like I was watching on my weather app just because I was considering going to Buffalo, and I didn't go because of all of this. And I was going to meet a friend in the afternoon down at Charlotte, and we changed our plans, but because it hit earlier than it did, we ended up being able to meet for dinner.
Because the orange shit gibbon has cut so many things, the National Weather Service does not have as much staff.
Why.
And so things come from here in Rochester, New York. They say if you go online, it says the closest office or whatever station
Buffalo.
is in Buffalo. But then I heard they're so short-staffed that they're getting a lot of stuff from Pittsburgh.
It always used to be Buffalo for us. Now it's not even Buffalo.
Right. So
I think what we get, the more accurate we get, because more accurate for us is Toronto than it is Pittsburgh. And Toronto, the way we're treating Canada, they're going to shut off our information pretty soon.
or give us the wrong stuff on purpose.
Right?
Hey,
Like, we're
it's
getting
July.
fucked.
Here, get
Like,
ready
I'll
for
be
that
honest with you.
snow
I've got to
squalls.
fly out to Spain shortly, and I'm a little scared. I'll be honest. I don't know. Like, are they getting accurate information?
Well,
Like, what the
let's
fuck?
keep this off the show. But I'm just saying this out loud so I can hopefully remember. When we're done recording, though, you got to hit me up on the dates when you're gone. So
Oh,
okay,
absolutely. Yeah.
yeah. Well, let's not put that on the show.
Oh, no. Oh,
let's,
I wouldn't
let's
do
not
that.
air, let's not air your business.
No.
All right.
But in general, it's like, what is he doing to us? He's fucking us over big time.
Well, yeah, it's a total...
Our safety. I mean, like
Yeah.
the worms in our food. Like
diarrhea.
I was thinking about going to the store, and I'm
they
like,
don't care.
what can I make that I have to cook every fruit or vegetable that I buy?
Look.
Because it's the only way to make sure I don't get this diarrhea shit.
At best, they just don't care.
No, of course they don't.
But you can even take it farther and say it's on purpose to eliminate us or to fuck with us, which could be too, but at best, they just don't care.
Well, I will say if there is any positive, and I can't believe these words are all in the same sentence
That you
with
don't eat-
Trump.
You're not going to eat Taco Bell?
Nope.
That's
The only
positive.
positive that came out of Trump's presidency is he showed people for who they truly are. Or he showed corporations or whatever.
Well, even
like-
MAGA folks.
Huh?
Even MAGA folks.
That's
who
what I mean.
Who wouldn't say shit out loud, and now they just feel empowered.
Not only empowered, but he's like so obvious about what he's doing that
Oh, yeah.
people are just like, the shield is gone, like the Wizard of Oz. Like, don't look behind the screen. Like the people, Taylor Farms guy or whatever the hell it is. I don't know if I can say names of people,
You
but
can say whatever you want. Yeah.
all right. Well, the guy with the, throwing out once he went to visit Trump, all of a sudden it was like, oh, nope, it didn't come from that place. Fuck yeah, it did.
Oh, yeah, it did. Of course it did.
I mean, Taco Bell pulled immediately.
Yeah, there's
Nobody else did anything. Depends on who you talk to. It's so mafioso type, like who knows. Oh my God. So Trump did do one thing. He's showing how everything works. For the people that didn't believe it, he's showing how obvious it is.
Yeah. And you can go back, and while it may be to, yes, a lesser degree, no question, but under other presidencies as well, they just even. I mean, I'm talking.
But they didn't do it as blatantly.
Oh, of course,
as he
I know.
is.
I know. But even back to, you can go back to LBJ and Kennedy and Truman and even FDR, all of them, whatever.
Yeah.
There's John Adams. They've all had stuff that didn't get out till way later. So absolutely, and this is way more blatant, without question. And there's shit with that. I'll bet you there's got to be even shit that we don't
But the
know.
beautiful part about Trump is he's such a narcissist that he is going to expose so many people just to save his own ass that we're going to see everything.
Yeah,
Before
there's a
he goes down, he's going to take down so many fucking people with
there's
him.
a lot of cleaning up to do eventually. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely.
So if nothing else, he's going to take the whole swamp. No, not the whole swamp with him.
Well,
Damn
that's
it.
going to be up to us. I mean, we're
So
going to have to.
he got in there because of what's there. If you think about it, like
Yeah.
he is a creation
no.
of what Washington is.
Well, no question, absolutely. And with the
He
direction
is a
we've been
creation
going.
of what America is.
This was the slide when folks were saying, "Hey, you keep doing this lesser of two evils. This is the slide, bro." And people were like,
Well, he is
No.
capitalism. Period.
"And present." But again, this is the progression. Yeah,
Yeah.
without question.
Yep.
Yep.
He's capitalism without socialism.
So, okay, so Pride's done.
'Kay.
And still drying out. Had to ditch shoes. Actually, those shoes became
sorry.
my lawn mowing shoes.
Pride's done. I'm still drying out. That's such a sentence. I'm so sorry. Can we revisit
in
that?
in a regular Pride that could take on a different meaning, but
That's
in
what
this
I meant.
case it was literal. But I knew that this past weekend was just yesterday. I had another thing that I had a table at, and so I had to get all the materials together again and redo stuff and all that jazz, which was a pain in the ass. And here's the part about that. First of all, the entire day was weird.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily bad, but the entire day was weird. Well, I'll tell this part too. So the thing I had a table at was something called Rock the Peace, which is like a peace festival. It's their 17th year. We've been tabling at it for a while, every year. And so we were back at it. There were like 4 or 5. If anybody says nobody's trying to do anything in the city, they got to get off of fucking Facebook, because
What do you mean?
there
what do you
were
mean doing?
4 trying to do community things and trying to create a better community and all that.
Oh, there's a ton of
Now,
stuff going on
we're
in the
all
city.
doing it separately, which is a different issue. Okay, that's something we can talk about another time. But there were 5 different things I could have tabled at. I could have been getting signatures at for this petition for a public utility. I could have been at 5 different things today or yesterday. And we'd already signed up for Rock the Peace, and we've been there every year. So I'm glad I was there, even though there were more people at the other stuff.
Rochester's black community has a whole bunch of stuff that goes on.
But again, no one's working together. But that's, again, different topic for a different time.
Yeah.
So I had a couple hours before that, and I went to the public market to get signatures. No problem. So I went to a different place at the market than I usually go to. I figured I always go to the same spot. Maybe I'll get different people at a different entrance. So I was over there. And it was fine. I was actually technically outside the market. I was closer to the parking lot across the street. And there were, first of all, one cop almost backed into me. Well, as I was standing there while I was talking to somebody, he didn't bother to honk or anything that he was backing up on the sidewalk.
Wow.
Right. And almost hit me, but whatever. So him and there was a different cop, an older one, who were there. And they were getting people through, they were doing crosswalk duty. Because drivers suck.
Yeah.
And they will fucking hit people if they're in a hurry. So they're there, and
That's
I'm just
some nice overtime.
yeah, and I'm just ignoring them. Whatever, that's fine. So now they're hearing me do the spiel over and over. Hey, do you live in the city? I'm working with people trying to get rid of our utility company and start a public utility. So they're hearing this over and over again. And finally, the older cop looks at me and he goes, "Hey, I'll sign your petition." Like, this guy has no idea who I am. Do you know who I am? But he has no idea that I'm in the middle of a class action lawsuit suing the city for Black Lives Matter, which I just thought was weird. And we also know that over 90% of officers in the Rochester Police Department don't live in the city. So I did ask, you live in the city? And he goes, of course. He acted like, of course. Like, how would I know you're one of the 7% that don't? So I got a cop signing this petition. I was like, all right, cool. A few minutes later, I get another dude. I said, do you live in the city? And he said, yes. I tell him what I'm doing. And he's like, he wouldn't sign the petition and he wouldn't tell me who he was, but he works for this utility. And he's like, keep going. These guys are fucking assholes. And he's telling me how horrible this corporation is. So that gave me some juice to, like, you know, really, I'm on the right path. If someone on the inside is saying, the rank and file, you know, everyday worker there saying this place is fucked, take them down.
Right.
That tells me we're on the right track. Okay.
Keep going on what you're doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
So here's one of the weird things. So all of a sudden, this guy walks by me, older dude, big, long, not ZZ Top beard, but pretty close. And he goes across the street, the closer to the market. I'm on the other side of the street. And he sets up and he starts preachifying. He's preachifying pretty loud, too. I was really semi-impressed, even though annoying as it was. Whatever, we can coexist, and I'm doing my thing. 20 minutes later, on my side of the street, different preachers show up.
Ooh.
So now it's like dueling churches on the corner.
Nice.
And I went, okay, no, I'm checking out. I can't do this.
Is it like the devil goes down to Georgia?
No, but they were both religious. There was no good and evil. It was just allegedly two goods or whatever. Whatever. And so I'm like, well, look, I'm not getting in the middle of this shit.
Which is actually good and evil.
So I just went to the other side of the market, back to my usual place for the last half hour of time I had before I had to go to this festival. And cleaned up. I mean, in 2 hours, I got 60 signatures, which is, it was amazing. I need a whole day at the public market. I'd probably pull in 200. So I go to the Rock the Peace thing, and it was fine. You know, there wasn't a ton of people. I got another 40 there, 40 signatures. But like the last hour, here's where it gets weird. Everything's fine, minding my own business. And this guy comes up who I know. We know each other. He is a relatively, if you can call it this, in the city of Rochester, a prominent Republican. And that's cool, whatever. And he's not... in fact, in our conversation, he got into this a little more. He's definitely not, quote, MAGA. He would the old schooler type Republicans.
Oh, the ones that are flip-flopping all over the place. Well, where they really belong.
Yeah, he has said that, like, there's some
what
real...
the hell's going on?
Yeah. So, he starts talking to me, which is totally fine. He wouldn't leave.
Oh.
He he was like, you know, and like he had his son with him, and who was bored out of his mind. And I'm trying to give the hint, like, dude, I'm trying to get shit done here, and I'm kind of like, ooh, yeah, man, he looks like he's like had a long day, kind of thing, and he's not taking my hint. You know, and he just won't. And now he's talking about stuff that isn't even political. I'm like, okay, I get small talk, but dude, I'm by myself at this table trying to do shit, and he knows it. And
Killing my vibe, dude.
But it gets even better. So then my BFF of all time in the city of Rochester, who we've talked about, and I've said this guy's name, Marcus Williams, the black Republican who is like the biggest homophobe, racist, who cannot understand anything, who thinks he knows everything and can't understand anything, shows up. These two are having a fucking city Republican caucus in front of my goddamn tent. And I can't get shit done the last hour.
God.
And they're not leaving.
Oh my God.
So
it wasn't even entertaining for you?
No. Oh God, no. I've heard all that shit before. So I look, I'll be honest with you. If they cost me anything, 5 signatures max. I had already seen there wasn't a ton of people at this thing, and I had already seen most of the people. So they didn't, you know, it wasn't like, man, I could have got 100 more. It wasn't that, but it was still like Green Man sitting there with like the entire city Republican brain trust. I'll put her quotes on that.
Okay.
Like in front of my damn tent or my canopy, whatever you want to call it, my table. Like, oh my God, they won't fucking leave. So by the time they left, the thing was pretty close to over in terms of tabling. And I had just took my shit down and packed my things up and went home.
Done.
But just like the fact that it turned into like a city Republican caucus at the Green Party table, it's like, Jesus Christ. And then this kid for at least half of it, the Monroe County Board of Elections had a table.
Right.
And the main person at the table is a friend. I know her. She knows Eve, my wife Eve, really well. And we were having conversations, and we get along good, even though she used to be green and she deserted us.
She used to be green.
Bastard.
What is she now?
Probably Democrat.
Turquoise?
If she works,
I'm just kidding.
If she works for the BOE, she's probably Democrat. You have to be partisan.
So if you are like halfway Democrat, halfway green, you are turquoise.
Whatever. But okay, I'm not trying to nitpick here. When she was registered green, she never really helped. She never did anything. But whatever, you know.
Yeah, but if you're registered with a party, that doesn't mean you participate with the party.
Yeah, but we need people to. Anyway,
I understand you need it,
yes,
but that
yes,
doesn't mean you're required to.
No, I've never said you were required. But if you go brag as like a code of like a badge of honor kind of thing, and you don't actually do anything, it's kind of like, all right, say you were registered green, but you have to make it sound like she's not the only one.
It's a big deal for us to be, or for us. Listen to me, I'm not registered green.
You can't in New York State anymore.
Well,
I've given up that fight.
What?
They actually, even now, the state board of elections is not recognizing greens.
They what?
They're not recognizing greens anymore.
What do you mean they're not recognizing?
You cannot register as a green anymore.
Yeah, no, you can only register as Democrat, Republican. Is it unaffiliated? What do they call it?
It's those two: working families, conservative, and blank.
Blank, yeah.
There is a place on the ballot or on the card when you register. It says other, and you can write it in. In the past, now look, if we had money to hire a lawyer, we could sue for this, but nobody does. Nobody has the money to do this.
I guess.
So it used to be when you wrote in other, they would track it. You could write Mickey Mouse. You could say the Empty Cabinet Party, whatever you want, right? Mm-hmm. They would track it, and you would be listed as, quote, other.
Right.
When we got thrown off the ballot, along with the Libertarians and the Independence Party, they were still tracking us. And then I'm almost done. Mm-hmm. I see. And then all of a sudden, in the past 6 months to a year, I can't remember exactly when it was, they said, you know what, fuck it. We're not tracking anybody. And so they stopped, and all of a sudden they made us all blanks. And so but you can still register other. So I re-registered other, and I wrote in green. Guy got a letter saying, we got your registration. You are a blank. So you can't even, you use the thing that says other, they still put you down as a blank now. So I went to the state board of elections, and you can file what they call it. It's technically a freedom of information request. Mm-hmm. And I did a FOIL to see my own voting. Mm-hmm. And now in the past, the state still was saying green, even though the county BOE wasn't. I'm sorry, I'm really into the weeds on this, but you got me going. And it came back to me, and this just happened this week. I just did it this week. And it came back, I said blank. even though I have registered green. So
Well, I think it's going to come into play because of the SAVE Act, and this is where I think this is a huge deal, and they keep saying, no, this isn't going to happen. I think if the SAVE Act actually does go all the way through, I have a feeling that voter rolls are going to be purged like fucking crazy because they're going to force women to have to re-register. And that's where the whole shit's going to hit the fan. But anyway, I don't know. Mike Johnson actually went up and made a big deal out of, this whole Democrats and socialism and how, oh my God, how dare they want to do ranked
choice voting.
ranked choice voting and
At least
how
maybe
dare
in
they?
others, but one of the examples I've used in favor of ranked choice voting for years is and maybe they've changed, I don't know, but the Utah Republican Party in their internal, like their elections, uses ranked choice voting. So to say it's like the devil incarnate.
Well, didn't our original president and vice president go by ranked choice?
I don't.
Isn't that how our president and vice president went for the first? Who won first? The number one amount of votes and the second amount. Isn't that the same
like something
idea?
I should know. I don't remember.
Isn't it the same idea? Whoever won the number one amount of votes, and then the number two amount of votes became president and vice president. Is it the same idea?
Well, no. That's not.
I know that's
works.
not ranked choice, but it's based.
Yeah.
It's not the same idea, but that's the same basic idea of what ranked choice would be in a larger scale.
Well,
it's what gives you it's the idea of it.
Sort of not. Well, so
it's
here.
so that people's idea of, okay, so I'm not doing. They're not grouped together. It's so that the most popular, and then the second most popular, and then the third most popular. That's what a ranked choice gives you.
Well, okay, yes and no. So it's sort of like a Venn diagram here with this.
Yes.
There is some stuff in common.
Correct.
But so for
I'm
those
making it very simplified.
No, this is
I
good.
agree.
So for those who don't know, and first of all, there are a ton of videos on the YouTube that explains this probably clearer than I'm about to, because I have to admit, I do not do well at explaining this, but I'll do my best. But there is actually a really old video that is on YouTube of John Cleese from Monty Python explaining this. It's not quite as funny as it could be, but it's
But does it
definitely
explain
humorous.
it well?
Yeah, it
With
does.
humor?
Yeah,
Because I think
yeah,
that's the best way to
it
get
does.
it through to Americans, because I think more Americans would agree to it than we realize.
So, well, the state of Maine does it. A lot of I think New York City does it in primaries. That's how Mondami got elected, because of ranked choice. But anyway, so let me explain it. So you go in. Now, this works for any election in which there's more
People
than two.
gamble this way, I think, don't they?
Oh, that I don't know.
Yeah.
So in any election where there's more than two people running, okay, and it also can be done with a multi-seat election, like a city council where there's 5 seats open and there's multiple people, more than just unopposed, right? You have to actually make a choice. So you go in, and however many candidates there are, you rank them 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. But let's just, for the sake of this being easy and me to not explain it too badly, it's just a 1-seat race, right? Mm-hmm. It's for mayor. That's one mayor. And there's 5 candidates running. And you're like, Dave, what place actually has 5 candidates? Just stay with me on this. Because usually if there's ranked choice voting, there are more candidates.
See, here's I think where we lose most Americans. But however, if we put this in terms of gambling type things.
Oh, I'd rather not do that.
I know you would rather not, but unfortunately in our country.
Well, you can make that video. I will choose not to.
I know you would choose not to, but don't we try and meet people where they are and what they already know? It's not promoting it if you're trying to understand a concept, because it truly is the same concept.
Well,
because what your issue with gambling is when money's involved.
No, I don't. Okay, maybe I don't know gambling well enough, but I don't think it's the same thing. So let me finish the explanation.
It's the same thing, because you're talking about probabilities.
I don't think so. So let me finish
Okay,
the explanation.
we'll
and
keep
you
going
tell me.
because I will tell you.
And then you tell me.
Because gambling's all math.
Well, yeah, I understand that, but so is this. Doesn't mean it's the same.
That's what I'm saying. You just said, and so is this.
But so is regular elections. It's still math.
Agreed.
It's bad math.
Gambling is when you add money to it.
Okay, well, this isn't. So if I may, let me finish, and
Agreed.
then you can tell
I
me.
know you don't add money to it. That's the problem with politics, is we just added money to it, and that's how it got corrupt. So go ahead.
Okay.
If we
So
took money out of politics, it wouldn't be corrupt, right? As
in
much.
theory, yeah. So okay. So we're just talking about the elections here.
Yeah.
Okay. We're mixing a bunch of different things. So
Mm.
ranked choice voting. So you have
Yep.
one seat
Mm-hmm.
and you have 5 candidates.
Yep.
You go in and you rank 1 through 5.
Yep.
So what happens is the winner is the person who gets 50% plus 1 vote.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So however many that's going to be. So everybody's and you can do this via computer to add it up. I mean, you could do it by hand. I've been in internal New York State Green Party votes that have been done by hand. It takes a while to do it that way, but you can set this up where computers can just do the adding, the math,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, and there's actually online platforms that'll do it for you. You can run this election, but
It's like weighted grading. Similar to weights in grading when you do weighted grading.
okay, let me finish though, and then
Yep,
you can
you
tell
got
me,
it.
and then correct me.
Yep.
Okay, so you rank 1 through 5. So someone has to get 50% plus 1 vote, and if someone does, election's over.
Mhm.
That's it. There's no more math. You're done. 50% plus 1. That is the winner. But if nobody gets that amount,
Mhm.
then what happens is whoever all the ballots, whoever came in last in terms of number 1 votes, number 1 rankings,
Mhm.
whoever came in last, that person's eliminated.
Yep.
And then you take everybody who voted for that person as number 1, their number 2 votes get distributed.
Mhm.
Then you look, 50% plus 1, not yet. Okay. Whoever came in last when there's only 4 candidates gets eliminated. Their number 2 votes gets distributed.
Well,
By that time, usually you have someone at 50% plus 1. If you do that, keep doing that until there's only 2 candidates, someone's getting 50% plus 1. And what that does means, so you can go in and go, look, there's the 2 candidates who are really in the running to win this. I really don't want this one person. I just really don't. So I'm going to vote for, quote, the lesser evil. Number 2, even though I don't really care for that person and I want someone at the bottom to win, but if I vote for that person I really want, like say a Ralph Nader, then my, quote, vote is wasted, which that's a different argument. It's not, but that's what people say. So this way you can vote for your number 1 candidate and then take that lesser of evil, put them number 2. So if your person who you really, really like comes in dead last, you still, quote, don't have to vote for the one you hate more than life itself because your number 2 gets distributed.
mhm. So I think there's a lot of kids in the generation, not the generation below us, but the generation just below that probably will understand this way more than you realize because of, shit, it just left my head.
I did it with 7th graders a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
I
and
can't remember what we were voting on.
Big
We were voting on
Brother,
something.
they all know all that kind of stuff. So it's very simple. It's very similar to. So I explained it when I teach probabilities and stuff, and I talk about rank voting or weighted votes. So if you rank somebody number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 5 gets 1 coin. Number 2 gets 2 coins. Number 3 gets. Hang on, I did it wrong in the opposite order. So you kind of like flip it. So number 1 gets if there's out of 5, number 1 gets the 5, number 2 gets 4, number 3 gets, and so on. So it kind of evens out that way. So that's how it's weighted. So then everybody, if you look at it that way, if you want to look at it visually, so when you add it all up and everybody gives their numbers that way, am I making sense at all? So proportionally, that's how it's weighted out. So it's kind of a weighted score. And that's how I explain to kids why a test grade counts so much more than a daily classwork grade.
Okay. That is, I'm not, okay, I get that.
Why your number 1 choice weighs so much more than your number 5 choice. Because your test grade weighs so much more than a classwork grade.
Okay.
Same idea.
So
So like when we're...
Not for ranked choice voting, though.
Why not?
It's not a weight.
Why not?
Because 1 vote doesn't mean more.
Why not?
It doesn't.
Tell me the difference. Why?
But because when you do that percentage, yes. So the weighted stuff, like when I have to do grades at my school too, they have it like that.
Mhm.
And of course, we use school tool, whatever you guys use that, whatever. adds that up, does that weighting for you.
I didn't say it's an exact one-to-one comparison. I'm saying the ideas are similar. It's not a one-to-one.
I get concerned by using that because when you start talking about weighted votes, that's because actually that's how the Democrat, the internally stuff,
So
that's how they rig shit within.
What I'm
inside.
more liken it to is when you watch on like Big Brother, or when the audience gets to vote, like on Survivor or something, when you
I
weigh your number
officially
one,
have
number
no
two, number
reference.
three.
Never seen either
Correct.
show. Yeah,
but the kids can relate to it. When the audience gets to vote in, your number one, your number two, your 3, it all goes in. That's ranked type voting.
In theory, I just don't know. I've never seen it. I don't know how they add it.
But that is how they do it.
Okay,
So kids
cool.
understand that
That's fine.
concept.
Well, I wouldn't know that because I've never seen it. So I couldn't even use that because I
So
wouldn't know.
they can, yeah. So there's more of that going on.
Yeah.
So Star Search. Remember when we had that? I think
Yeah.
the audience got to vote in. Who's
Sure.
your number one, number two? Everybody picked.
Did they? Did they rank? I didn't know they ranked.
I believe one of them did get to.
I knew the show, but I never watched it, so I couldn't tell
Or
you.
even if you had judges, judges got to pick your number one, number two, number 3. There was one where I taught a lesson in the different types of, because I co-taught math and English, and one of the things we were doing were how to do surveys and how to represent different types of how media, because the English teacher was doing media and propaganda, and I was doing different ways of representing data. And we tied it together. And we were showing how, when you look at information, how you can be tricked.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And and that's why I call statistics and probability, I call it fake math. I don't like it because it can be used to trick you
Yeah, without question.
if you don't understand it.
Well, it's the example I use with students at times, not the ones I have now, but because this won't come up, but whenever there's a report on the news, it's saying X amount of jobs have been created. And that sounds like good. That's good.
Yep.
But then you say, yeah, how much do those jobs cost?
I always teach my kids. I always ask, what are they not telling you?
The joke,
Ask yourself, what are they not saying?
the joke that's not a joke actually is, yeah, I know you created all those jobs. I have 3 of them.
How many of them didn't you create?
No.
How many got lost for those jobs?
I have
right?
3 of them because they
Yeah.
all suck so bad. I got to have 3 jobs. So, yeah, no, absolutely. I just get concerned if you start using that word weighted vote because locally, our local Democratic Party, which is the machine. It runs everything in here. I've run as a Green, and people keep telling me you should run as a Democrat.
I guess the way I look.
But
Okay,
let
go
me
ahead.
finish the sentence. They use weighted voting internally to decide who gets the local Democratic endorsement. They use weighted votes to rig shit all the time. And there's people on the inside who complain about it, but because they're not in power, they can't change it.
Okay, so maybe I need to be more careful with my vocabulary.
Maybe, yeah.
Okay,
Because
yeah.
weighted just really
So
sets off an alarm.
but my ideas, I think, are correct. I need to be so careful with my vocabulary because I'm very insistent with my students about vocabulary because they need to be careful with the vocabulary. So I need to check myself with the vocabulary. But I think the idea is important for the kids to know that weighted or rank choice, I think, is
Rank
so
choice
much
voting.
more important because they get more information from you.
Yeah.
And that's the whole point, is more of your voice is heard. And that's what I wanted them to get.
And I'm not going to get like super into this, but I'll just put this as a asterisk. I hate that word. An asterisk.
Oh, I can never say the
Yeah.
word.
If you want to look it up on your own, if you can do that in conjunction with proportional representation, that's really the
Ooh,
bomb.
Proportional.
Yeah, but let's not get into that today. So I will do this in the show notes. I will actually put the link to at least the John Cleese video. I'll look that up, assuming it's still out there. Again, it's old. It's probably looked like it was taken off of someone's VHS tape, if I remember it right. And
Is there any dust on it?
there might be.
Hence
You'd have to.
dust mites.
Yes. Oh, nice. So you'd have to go,
Sorry.
blow that off. But
It's
it's totally.
blow.
Look. The city of San Francisco is using ranked choice voting. They have been for a long time. State of Maine's doing it. I think the state of Alaska is doing it now. And it's the right thing to do because whenever a state or municipality accepts this, all the creepy people immediately sue to try to get rid of it.
Yep.
They do it every fucking time.
When they don't want it, you
Right.
know something's right with
Right,
it.
that's what I'm saying. So, and it's happened in every place I've heard of where it's done. It's like the people that suck want this gone. So you're on the right track at least. And the proof's always in the pudding or the devil's in the details or whatever other cliche you want to use. how you could say hey, it's ranked choice voting, but if there's like an exit hatch so that the creepy people can get in, you let the creepy people run the machines.
Yep.
That's not going to help you too much either. So it's not the all being panacea of all of our problems, going to fix all of our ills, but it's way better than we have. And if you do it right, that, yes, it would
Isn't that
definitely
true for
be better.
everything?
Segue, which I can do. It's not the panacea.
Yay.
So back to the issue I've been working on here in Rochester is trying to get rid of our conglomerate energy utility, Rochester Gas and Electric, owned by Avangrid, owned by Iberdrola.
Is that how you say it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't pronounce it
And
correctly.
so we have a petition to tell City Council to do the first step in this process.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to get into that. That's not the point. That's not why I'm bringing this up. So, like I said, I've been tabling at places. I've been going to the public market trying to get signatures. Anybody who I see, I've had people on the show. I've harassed them and gotten their signature. I think you. Yeah. So, but I broke down this week and I went back on nextdoor.com, which previous encounters with Nextdoor has not been very positive for me. It's a lot of people posting like it's an emergency that there's a black person walking down the street.
Okay, so popped in my mind is come and knock on my door.
Yeah, well, it's, people like, oh my God, there's a black person in a hoodie walking down my street. Anybody know who this is? It's like, all right, they haven't done anything.
Wow.
Really? That's not the whole
still
thing.
do that?
Oh, yeah, it does.
That's so sad.
There's other things, hey, lost pet. Hey, I found this. Hey, does anybody know a good place to get bagels or anything? There's still that. That's awesome. But it overwhelmed me, the people that were being bad. So I left Nextdoor a long time ago. So I broke down and I went back on and I posted the thing. Hey, there's this petition. It's online. This is what we're trying to do. And overall, it was okay. But of course, there were mansplainers.
Oh, God.
Even though I am a man, they were mansplaining to me. They knew everything and I knew nothing. And well, how are you going to pay for this? Well, I've said this. It's basically kind of like Marcus Williams. Like, I've said these things to your face numerous times, and you're still acting like I've never said anything about how we're paying for this and how it's going to work and who's going to run it. I've said this. It's documented on the internet. I've done videos and reels or whatever term the kids like to use these days with their crazy lingo. And it's just like, but that's fine. Everybody knows better. There was a dude who I've already had this conversation with who knows that he used to work for our local utility and he's got what he's saying isn't wrong, but I've said, you're right. Here's how we get around that. Here's how we fix that.
And you have a plan. I have a plan for this.
Right.
I got a plan for this.
But we can't do it until we get control of the utility. So we got to get control of the utility. Then we can work on those issues. And but he knows better. So it's been I'm not saying negative experience being back on nextdoor.com because they're all over wherever you live. If you're in the United States, I don't know if it's in Canada and other countries. I have no idea. Let me know if you're listening from another country. Put it in the notes. You can tell me. You can in the comments. But it's still
Let
like,
us know.
and I've had to go in and like click off a lot of notifications because I was getting emails.
Oh, really?
And stuff. Yeah, because like so-and-so, and I can't keep hearing dudes
you
telling me I don't know what I'm talking about. And one guy was like, you just want to be right. And then just stop replying. I was like, I don't want to be right, bro. I just am in this case. Well, in this case, I am wrong many, many times.
Oh
Ask my students, ask my wife. I'm wrong.
I was just right this weekend. I was just right this weekend about warlocks.
Dude, you're killing me.
Yes.
Warlocks. All right.
Yes.
Well, good for you. Like the Bewitched kind of warlocks?
Yes! My son-in-law said that wizards are male, witches are female, and it's wizards are male. I said, no, they're warlocks. Nope, wizard. It's wizards. I said, no, it's witches and warlocks. I watched Bewitched.
Well,
I
that's
know.
true.
Uncle Arthur was a warlock.
Okay, stupid question because I never thought about this before.
You're in the wrong generation.
And look, I get the non-binary and look, whatever.
That's what I said.
Are there?
and that's it. Wizards are non-binary. We looked it up.
Are they? Oh, I was gonna,
Yes.
are they?
So we had Generation X over
Can
here.
you be a female identifying wizard?
Yes.
Okay. See, I have no idea.
But then we went even further, and then it got into our generation against
keep
their
it up, Carrie.
generation.
We're gonna be marrying dogs. Keep it up, Carrie.
And I said, "Is it they them? Come on now." So then we got into the argument of
I am Gandalf. My
Right?
pronouns are
Correct.
they, them.
right? Oh my gosh, it was so fun. It was hilarious.
Back to the abyss.
Yes. And then it was my son-in-law.
Say
So
that.
I was like, I need to
funny.
back off. I need to back off. I said, and then I got into it. I always wanted to be Tabitha. So I'm just back with Bewitched. Because I do remember it was warlocks. I do know it's warlocks. It's witches and warlocks. But apparently it's wizards and witches if you get into the Harry Potter realm. So it's a generational thing. But yeah. I didn't go too hard on my son-in-law.
So today's show will
Yeah.
be called Gandalf's pronouns.
And I did. I brought up, I said, so, Michael, is it they, them? Wizards are they, them? And I did ask my son-in-law's father. I said, does Michael ever get things wrong? And he said, oh, very rarely. It's like, can I bring it? I decided not to. I don't want that reputation. I just mentioned names I probably shouldn't have. Oopsie.
Tens of people listening.
Correct. And none of them, I don't think.
Let me look at my calendar here. I'm
if
going
I did,
back
I'm
to.
so sorry.
What? We're talking about you. Everything's fine.
So sorry. So sorry.
No, it won't be next week. It won't be next week's show. It'll be the week after.
But we were all right, turns out, because we did all look it up.
Oh, good.
Everyone was on their phones going, but, and then it all depended. Then we looked up in the. However, my son-in-law did point out that I knew nothing about Pokemon, so we were at a dead heat in that,
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
So I am still, I have to admit, with all the craziness of my activist life and school and trying to be a human in this household, I kind of lost track. We're working on Special K for this summer, trying to get her here and doing some bits. And it won't be next weekend, but in theory, the show after will be the return, whether he knows or not. I assume he's assuming he's coming on the show, but of my dad will be back on the show. He's going to be in Rochester, so I'll.
Yay. So on the weekend of the 8th, 9th?
So, somewhere in there. Now, it may
I
have.
won't be here that weekend, I'm sure.
Okay, well, we're gonna talk because it might not be on a weekend.
Okay.
Because
my daughter's birthday.
It's depending on his plans. So we have stuff coming up, and appreciate you tuning in. Sorry we had last week off, but I was busy getting drenched and ruining all my shit. And but I had rainbows coming on my ass, if that means anything.
Ooh.
So there's Stuart Berdasso Radio, always going.
Were you seeing unicorns when they were coming out your ass?
I always see unicorns. So there's about to be some more music added to the library at Stuart Berdasso Radio. So if you listen, you go, and when I say, if you hear, first of all, if you listen to Stuart Berdasso Radio and you go, oh, you've already played that song, thank you. That means you've been listening more than once. Because there are literally thousands of songs of protest music on that station. So if you've heard the same song twice, man,
Thank
you are a regular listener. Awesome.
Nice.
And again, not getting any money.
And the fact that you're commenting. That's awesome, too.
You are actually, this is not, I am paying money to do this. And I'm not saying that as like a flex or anything like that. So this is not to make money. In fact, I had a little bit of extra. I got the big check as a teacher gets for the summer. And I used that to pay for the streaming service for an entire year.
Woohoo!
So that's all paid for. Any money that comes in, which there's no way money's coming in anyway, that is going to be to go towards keeping the website going, keeping hosting for this podcast. There is not paying for my villa in Argentina. Me and Hitler.
Don't cry for me, Argentina.
Yeah, me and Hitler hiding out and nothing like that, right? So listen to Stuart Berdasso Radio. It's protest music.
Who just took off to Argentina?
Most of our bits are there. Most of them, the ones that are funny. And there's going to be more added to it. And a new batch of music's about to go up there. StuartBerdasso.com has the station, has old podcasts, and there's weird links to shit. You never know what's on there. And there's even a little bit of the sexy.
A little bit of sexy?
A little bit of sex, not quite as much of the sexy because
Stuff like the wine bag?
you can do that on your own.
Uh-huh.
But
my nickname with my old co-worker, I was called Teabag.
yes, I believe you've told that story.
Oh, did I?
Yes, I believe so.
And I didn't understand what it really meant. How sad is that?
Carrie,
oh my God, it was so sad.
If you need to know what something means, just come to me.
I shouldn't have. I truly meant it had something to do with tea. Oh my God, it was so sad.
I got you.
I know, it was so sad.
It's okay.
If that didn't prove I was autistic, then I don't know what does.
No, it just proves you don't know what teabagging is. That's all.
Correct.
That's not part of the diagnosis.
Like, I don't drink tea. I drink coffee.
Okay, that doesn't mean you're autistic. That means you just don't know what teabagging is.
Because I was Tom's assistant, and I was anxiety girl. So you put it all together. Oh, teabag. I didn't realize there was a thing called teabagging.
Well, sure, that doesn't.
I had no clue.
It's okay.
No clue.
There's plenty of terms out there that neither one of us
And
know
I'm
what
like,
it means.
how creative you put that together. Yeah, I was that person
Okay, well,
that
that's fine.
never caught on. Yeah.
Tune in next week when we learn what raw dogging means.
Correct. So now do you know? So in high school, I was called O2. It took me a minute for me to realize that they were calling me an airhead.
Yeah, I know that. I got that right away.
Oh, I did not.
That's okay.
Yeah,
That's
I don't
all right.
get the real. Yeah.
That's okay. All right. So again, we'll be back. Don't know how. Don't know when. We've got a weird weekend coming up next weekend too, in terms of other stuff. But we'll make this happen somehow. Maybe we'll have to. Maybe I'll have to suck it up and do a Friday if you're available. It's fine.
And then I'll be out of country.
But we'll talk. We're gonna talk about the
Okay.
dates. All right. Yeah. Because we don't want like random cats coming to your house looking for you. Thank you for listening. Tell all your friends. StuartPedestrian.com, Stuart Pedestrian Radio, all that jazz. Peace.
Hi, I'm Gwyneth Paltrow, world-famous actress and expressionless muse. My smash hit brand, Goop, is taking the internet by storm. You really like my "This Candle Smells Like My Vagina" candle, and you're shouting for more. You asked for it, you got it. Introducing my line of vagina-smelling candles. There's "This Candle Smells Like My Menstrual Vagina." "This Candle Smells Like My Fresh Fucked Vagina." "This Candle Smells Like My Bidet Broke Vagina." And for a limited time only, "This Candle Smells Like My UTI Vagina." And "This Candle Smells Like My Second Vagina." Don't tell anyone, it's my anus. If you go to goop.com now, you'll be able to try our newest treats. This lozenge tastes like my vagina, and this jerky is like chewing on my vagina. That's goop.com. Slide on over today.